Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your commissioner again, Nader, here to bring you a kind of unique video that I promised a long time ago, but I'm finally getting it out. Now, with the draft winding down, it's a little bit easier to take a look at some of these players. But today, we're going to be looking at the 2024 rookie draft grades, and we're going to see just how well everyone did at picking their players. I tried my best to be as unbiased as possible, but there will be certain players that might have a slightly better grade or a slightly worse grade just based on their situation and what happened. But nonetheless, let's get into our first tier, the F tier. Fortunately, there were quite a few players who had F tier grades. Notably, Brendan Rice and Roman Wilson, who did not record a single point this season. And these numbers on the right, just for clarification, are how many players they drafted and where their ranking is for their player. So Brendan Rice was Mason's third best draft pick out of his 3 picks. So as we get going, you'll see these numbers change. Jalen Polk was expected to have a decent year, as well as Adonai Mitchell. Just neither could get production in their teams this year. And then Jonathan Brooks, drafted in the first round in our rookie draft. He came back from injury and just couldn't get it going. He got re-injured, and he posted abysmal numbers. He finished as the RB 108 on the year. Let's get into our D tier players. We had quite a few wide receivers who just couldn't get it done. Javon Baker, Luke McCaffrey, Jermaine Burton, Malachi Corley. All were reach picks, but they just couldn't necessarily get anything going. Ben Sinnott, our tight end, taken in the 3rd round, projected to have a decent year. He just didn't put up any value as well. Marshawn Lloyd, I believe he got injured after he played a couple of games, so I didn't want to knock him too hard because he did all right for his 1 or 2 snaps that he took. Blake Corum as well, taken in the 2nd round. Expected to be in that RB2 range. Did not put up any point values as well. And here's kind of the a grade that I changed. JJ, I didn't want to give JJ an F because he was injured before the season even started, so he wasn't projected to even be anything. But he was taken in the 1st round. He's going to get a D because he won't have any value for the 2024 season. And then Keon Coleman, he was drafted in the 1st round. I gave that one a D. He was supposed to be on that fringe wide receiver 2 range, and he actually just did not put up any point values as well. And on to our C grades. We had some 4th round reaches that did all right. Devontae Walker, Will Shipley, Audric Esme, and Kamani Vidal. They all did just about expected for the year. And then we had our couple of quarterbacks that taken in the 3rd round. Spencer Rattler and Michael Penix finished right about where they were expected. Both were expected to get minuscule work with playing behind Cousins and Derek Carr. And then in our 2nd round, we had a couple of running backs as well as Xavier Legette, Jalen Wright, and Trey Benson. They were expected to be decent values, neither just put up any good values. And then our 1st round wide receivers getting C grades, maybe questionable to throw Marvin Harrison in there. Maybe could have been a B, but he was expected to be a top 10 wide receiver on the year, and he was just barely within that top 32 range. And then Rome Odunze, I'll give him a C as well. He was expected to be just outside that wide receiver 2 range, and he finished middle of the pack as well. Let's get into our B grades. Now here's where it starts to get a little bit better. Jalen McMillan, he was expected to be that wide receiver 3. He stepped up, finished in the top 64, the wide receiver 2s. Sean's best draft pick. And Javonte Sanders, tight end, he was expected to be average. And he did just about average. I'll give that one a B because tight ends normally aren't that productive. Chad's top draft pick as well. We had a couple of wide receivers taken in the third round, Troy Franklin and Ricky Pearsall. Troy Franklin did way better than he was expected. He wasn't really expected to be productive in the Broncos wide receiver room this year, but he did have some good games and some good plays as well. And Ricky Pearsall started the year off injured, and I believe the ranking was before he even got injured. He did put up productive numbers, missing the beginning of the year. So 82, not bad for Ricky Pearsall. And then our two quarterbacks taken, Drake May in the second round, Caleb Williams at the 102. Both of them expected to be average. Drake May was projected to take over for Jacoby in the middle of the year, and that's what he did, and he put up good numbers. Give him a B. And then Caleb Williams was expected to be just in that top 16 range, and that's where he finished as well. Let's get into our A tiers. I wanted to put majority of the good players in the S tier, as we'll see here in a moment. So there's only 3 A tier players. Tyrone Tracy, taken in the 4th round by Mason. He did have an excellent year. He finished in the top 32, running back 1 range. I'll give him an A for that one. And Xavier Worthy, taken in late in the 1st round. He was expected to be just outside that wide receiver 1 range, and that's where he finished. I'll give him an A. He was very productive. And then Jaden Daniels, kind of controversial to throw him in the A tier, but I didn't want to put him as an S. He was projected to be top 10. He finished 5th. Great year. I wish I could have put him in S tier, but I feel like there was more value taken from the other players. Sylvie's top draft pick at the 103. And here we go. Get into our S tier players. In the 4th round, Bucky Irving was taken. He was projected to be a mid-tier running back too, and he finished in the top 16. He was very productive. Travis's best draft pick on the year. Really good for him. And then we get into our 2nd round picks. No big reaches here, but Bo Nix finished in the top 10. He wasn't expected to do much this year. Great finish for Bo Nix. Mason's best draft pick as well. And then Tanner had Brian Thomas in the 202. He was projected wide receiver 2, and he finished in the top 5. Excellent year. Ladd McConkey, our other wide receiver taken in the 2nd round, finished almost in the top 10. Great year for Ladd. Brandon's best draft pick as well. And then we get into our round 1 picks. We have Brock Bowers. He's projected to be top 10, and he finished as the number 1 overall tight end as a rookie. Absolutely insane. That was Tanner's best draft pick. Couldn't have gone to a more deserving player, to be honest. And then my top draft pick, Nate's best draft pick, Malik Neighbors, finished in the top 10 as well as a wide receiver. Just an excellent productivity. And then now I'll get into my, as best as I could be, unbiased opinion, rankings for the drafts. Someone had to get the bottom spot. John just did not click on any of his draft picks, just a couple of C grades here. 9th was Chad, finished with a top player B, just didn't have much value out of his draft picks. Jared coming in at 8th, had some good value, but just no one really breaking that seal. Sean with a B in 7th place with that B grade from McMillan. McMillan was very productive for him this year. I'll give him that 7th spot. Brandon coming in at the 6th spot. Penix picked it up in the end for him. Gave him some good value, but Ladd was excellent on the year. For Mason, had 2 excellent plays with Tyrone Tracy and Bo Nix. Couldn't have asked for a better 2nd round pick out of Bo Nix. And then into the 4th, I had myself posted decent value with Drake May. Give him the B. And then Malik Neighbors was excellent as well. Giving Sylvie the third spot. Troy Franklin had a decent year, but that Jaden Daniels just absolutely carried the year for him. Didn't necessarily miss on any of his picks. 4th round rookie. Not really expecting much value out of them. You're just hoping they have a hit, so I'm not going to count that against him. He had great value elsewhere. Travis getting the second place spot. Bucky Irving with the S tier grade in the 4th round. Just absolutely insane value, as well as having a great year with Xavier Worthy. And then our top spot couldn't have gone to anyone else. The man with 7 draft picks himself, Tanner. Great value here at the bottom. Only really failed on the Jalen Polk. Arguably could have gave him a D for that pick, but I gave him an F because you got to have some polarizing opinions here and there. But just great value with Brian Thomas, Brock Bowers. Caleb Williams was solid on the year. Marvin Harrison, even though I gave him a C, probably could have been in a B at least. But finally, here we go. I have the breakdown a little bit. JJ did not play at all. Roman and Brendan didn't record any points. So, unfortunately, that's where they finish off. But there we go. That's my 2024 BG Brothers Grimm draft evaluation and grades. Hope you guys enjoyed.